You're right, WolfTheWolfettes, how you all doing? So I am making this video purely to get a bunch of things off of my chest. Now I'm recording this video relatively late in the evening, so if I sound a little bit quiet, I do apologise. But over these last 3 or so weeks, I have been feeling absolutely horrific mentally. I think I've just been bottling so many things up that it's now got to the point where it's overflowing and it's starting to seep into my commentary when I'm making YouTube videos, and I've been saying some relatively dark things or overly emotional things in my upcoming videos. So for that reason I wanted to make this video so you guys and girls know what's going on with me mentally, so when I say certain things in my videos you don't start worrying about me. And I also think just by making these videos it's like a round of counselling. I get everything off my chest and then I feel better, and I might talk about some things that you guys and girls can relate to and maybe you'll feel better. But let's get into the video. So over the past 3 or so years my life has been horrendous. In 2019 I had the most horrific mental breakdown imaginable. I was then put on antidepressants that really messed me up both mentally and emotionally to the point where I was just beyond suicidal. I then had the woman that I loved more than anything in the world, who I thought I was going to be spending the rest of my life with, leave me very unexpectedly. I then started counselling and I was talking about things that I never wanted to talk about, and also talk about things from the past that I never wanted to talk about ever again. Then on my birthday in 2019 I found out that my previous partner had already moved on with another man, so that's where this whole worthlessness feeling has come from that I spoke about in my Q&A last year. Then 2020 came. We started the year off by being thrown into lockdown, which obviously wasn't good for me. I like being outside, walking a lot when I'm dealing with mental stuff, so being locked in was not good at that moment in time. Shortly after lockdown, both my nan and granddad died from the virus in the same week. Then 3 weeks later my uncle died from a heart attack. Then my nan was in a horrific state mentally because her son had just died and we couldn't do nothing about it. We couldn't comfort her, we couldn't see her because of the lockdown. I then had to attend my first funeral in my life, and that didn't go completely to plan because of COVID. Then my nan lost her friend and her brother, so she was once again in even more of a horrific state, and I was just losing my mind because all I could do was write shitty messages or phone her. Couldn't actually go there and do anything to properly help because of the lockdown. And also I work in a school, so if I was infectious, I've already lost 2 grandparents, I didn't want to infect her too, so all sorts of shit going around in my head back then. Then later in 2020 my mum started having these horrific pains in her stomach to the point where she ended up having to be taken to A&E and was in hospital for a week. We wasn't really sure what was going on. We was getting all sorts of random messages from various different doctors and nurses because COVID was going on and we weren't allowed in the hospital, and it turns out that she had an infected gallbladder that was so infected that they wasn't able to operate, because if they operated then it would possibly spread the infection to other parts of her body. So they was constantly contemplating about what they were going to do and just leaving my mum in the hospital. My dad was losing his mind because he didn't know what to do. No one knew what to do. My mum's phone was on very low battery because she didn't know she was going to be there for a week. All sorts of bollocks happened, but eventually, they found out it was an infected gallbladder. She was released on a special diet with medication, and then that was basically the end of 2020. Then we started 2021 off. 2021 started off with another shitty lockdown. Shortly after that, my dad had his second vaccination, which I've decided I shouldn't talk about on YouTube, but I'm going to talk about it today. And after he had his second vaccination, at first we thought it was an injury from something relating to work, but the vaccine ended up doing something very bad to his joints, where he's been having numerous tests all the way till today, and there's something wrong with his joints. Like, he can't lift his arms up properly anymore. His fingers have lost all their grip strength. He's nowhere near as strong as he used to be. He can't walk properly. So obviously that's been going around in my head, worrying, like, what's going to happen? What are they going to find? What's going to happen? All that kind of crap. Shortly later, after in 2021, my mum finally had her operation and had her gallbladder removed and then had to recover and stuff like that. Then we get to 2022, start off the year by, unfortunately, once again another loss, losing my aunt. Then my nan caught the virus. My nan was staying with us, so my whole family caught the virus. You know, thankfully I recovered from it relatively easily, but it did mess with my asthma a bit, and now I've got to take a bunch of new medication that I'm not even sure if I'm a fan of. I don't know if it works as good as what I had before, so that creates a lot of anxiety, because you know I've had horrible asthma attacks before, so it makes you panic, makes you worry, makes your mind wander. So this is what's been going on over the last 3 years. It's just been constant stress after stress, after sadness after sadness, after frustration, and I've just ended up in a very horrific place mentally. And I think I've just been focusing so much on trying to help other people and help them feel better that these last 3 weeks has just come back to once again haunt me. Bottling things up, like I told you guys and girls not to do for the past 3 years. I've just been bottling all of this stuff up and not talking about it. And that's not the only stuff that's going around in my head at the moment. That's all stuff from the past. Some of it still affects me, the worthlessness stuff, worrying about my mum and dad, worrying about my nan, you know. All that stuff's still ongoing, but on top of that, there's even more stuff going on at the moment. So I've been having a lot of trouble at work. Now, my job, as I've mentioned before on this channel, it's not something I like doing. For one, I'm a cleaner. It's not something anyone aspires to be. Nobody sets the goal in life to be a fucking cleaner, but I'm a cleaner, so I'm already not happy about that. And the school I work in, you guys and girls already know the history of the school I work in, but after doing a lot of counselling and talking about a lot of stuff with my counsellor Amy, you know, I started to feel a bit more comfortable in the school. You know, talk to the teachers, you know, try and forget the stuff that happened in the past. And I've made a lot of progress in there. You know, I do go into work now and talk to the teachers and feel a lot more happier being in there. But these past couple of months, there's been one teacher that for some reason has been constantly complaining about the quality of my cleaning. So she came up to me one day and she was asking me about the corridor floors and also the kids' toilet floors, and she was asking about when I clean them and was basically insinuating that I don't mop the floors, that I don't do my job. Now, stuff like that, I can't, it's very hard for me to hold my tongue. When somebody tells me that I'm not doing my job, you know, I get very fucking angry. I managed to keep it together. I managed to, you know, stay calm and not just, you know, blow up. But then she started complaining to the head teacher. Then she started complaining to other people that are like higher up above us. And then they started coming into the school and checking my work and, you know, checking things and more insinuations that I ain't doing my job right. Because I work in a junior school. I do 2 cleaning jobs. I clean the entire school. It is 8 classrooms, 16 kid toilets, 1 staff toilet, 2 offices, 4 corridors, a staff room, and another disabled kids toilet. And I clean all of that myself every single day. Now, what's pissed me off the most is these corridors and these kids toilets are horrific because of the same teacher that's insinuating I'm not doing my job. The reason the floors look how they look is because there used to be these very long mats by the back doors that kids would come in from the playground and wipe their feet. Those mats were thrown away like 4 years ago. No new mats have been put down. So now the kids will walk 10 tons of mud up and down that corridor all day for the 8 or so hours that they're at school, because you've got kids there from breakfast club to after school club. Some of them are there for like 8 hours, walking mud up and down. And you know what this country's like, it rains 24/7. So they're walking mud up and down the corridor and it's there for like 12 hours until I finally go and mop. So it seeps into the floor, it becomes disgusting. You've got kids that are allowed to walk up and down the corridor, scuffing their shoes along the floor, leaving those dirty long black marks. You know what I'm talking about. You probably did it when you was at school with your shoes. So you've got kids doing that, no punishment. And in regards to the kids' toilets, the stuff that's been going on in there, if you're eating at the moment, you know, I would skip this part of the video, but kids have been, these boys and girls, have been pissing on the floor. And I don't mean like boys accidentally missing, because I know boys sometimes have no control of their cocks, but these are literally kids pissing on the floor as a joke, straight up against the wall, onto the floor, not even near the toilet. They've been doing that constantly and there's been no repercussions whatsoever. It's still happening. There has also been kids regularly ramming toilet rolls into the toilets, then doing stuff on top of the toilet roll, flushing it, then it overflows, everything goes all over the floor. All stuff that I've got to clean up, mind you. And there's even been rare cases where kids have literally shit on the fucking floor. Shit on the floor. Now, I know they're probably doing it because they think, haha, prank, but it's not like they see my reaction. They're not even there when I'm there. So I don't see the point in it. But the teachers have been told about this thousands of times and they do nothing about it. So all this stuff's going on the floor and it's left there for hours until I go and clean at night. So what do you think the floors are going to look like? It's got fuck all to do with my mopping. I'm mopping like a champ. I mop those floors twice sometimes to try and make those floors look good. But you've got constant fucking teachers moaning about things I'm doing. You know, and then it starts playing on my mind. I start doubting myself. I'm like, well, maybe I ain't doing a good job. Or maybe I should be trying harder. But no, it's not me. It's because the teachers in there are disgustingly lazy. And there's also several urinals and toilets with pipes that leak. Literally leaking. They're leaking right now. Right, if I go in that school right now and took this camera with me, you'd see they're leaking. All the stuff I've mopped up already will be ruined right now. So, I mean, I've had that in my head as well, where I've been stressed out at work again, which I already stress about anyway because of the past, but started to get over it a little bit, and then teachers want to do stuff to piss me off again, you know. So that's been going around in my head. Then, other things that have been going around in my head at the moment, in the next year or so, I'm most likely going to be moving house. Nah, I still live with my mum and dad, which is another thing that bothers me. I'm 30 years old and I still live at home. Not because I want to, but because in my area, the house prices to rent just a normal flat privately, because you're not going to get a council house in my area, to rent just a normal house privately, a 1-bedroom flat, you're going to be paying 850 quid. Now, if I lived with someone else, then yeah, I could do it. But on my own, I can't do it. I would be able to pay the rent, maybe, and that's it, just the rent. I won't be able to pay the poll tax, I won't be able to pay gas, electric, water, internet, phone, food. None of that would be able to be paid for, so I can't move out. I have to stay living at home at the age of 30, feeling like a loser. But soon we're going to be moving. And it's bothering the hell out of me because I don't want to leave my area. I don't want to leave my job. I know I just complained about it, but I still like some things of the job. Like I like the fact that it's my job. It's all on me. I don't have to work in the team. I don't have to speak to anybody if I don't want to. It's all on me. You know, it's just me alone in there because teachers are gone after like an hour and a half. So it's just me on my own for like 3 hours. Just tranquility. Me and a mop. Just, you know, thinking about the shitty life that I'm having. But I like that. I like just being in there on my own doing my job. And I'm going to have to quit that job. I'm going to have to move away from all my family and my friends. And I'm going to have to go to a new area. And I need to find a job again. And I have a really bad time at getting jobs because I've got lots of talents and skills, but nothing that I can really put on a CV. So finding jobs is very challenging for me. I need to basically find somebody that just wants to give me a chance. So that's been going around in my head, knowing that soon I'm going to have to move house and look for another job. Man, that's been going around in my head a lot. Man, it really has been going around in my head a lot. I even had bloody nightmares about moving before because it's bothered me so much. Oh, what else? And then YouTube. YouTube, I don't even know where to begin. I love doing YouTube so much, I really do. Like, I never in a million years thought that something like YouTube I would want as a career, like something I can turn into a job. Because the thought of sitting down all the time, editing and things like that, when I think about it, that's not me. I'm an active person. I know I do a lot of gaming, but when I'm not gaming, I'm active. You know, weightlifting, walking, work, all physical. But I love doing this and I don't know why. I really don't know what I love about this, but it's something I love about YouTube. But these last few months, it's been just shit. Like I upload videos and there's been a few videos where they've gotten like maybe 100 or 200 views, which is way more than I normally get. And then out of nowhere, YouTube will wipe off 200 views. And it's like, well, why did you do that? If they told me why, it wouldn't be an issue. But then I'm wondering, well, what's going on? Why is this shit happening? I've had videos that people have liked. I've had like 20 or so likes. And it says in my analytics I've got 20 likes, but publicly I've got 2. What's going on? My video looks worse publicly, but it's actually better than what is being shown. So what's going on, YouTube? I message them. They detect no issues. Okay, what's the issue then? No fucking response. In terms of subscribers, I have grown slower these past few months than I have done since I started. Back in 2014, I was gaining more subscribers than I'm gaining right now with the crappy videos I made back then. And I know someone's going to be like, BwolfTheWolf, you still make crappy videos. And yeah, funny fucker, ain't ya? But yeah. It's been... And then I think about it, I'm thinking like, why am I wasting my time on YouTube? It's like right now, at this moment in time, I've uploaded my Lego tall neck time lapse, and I thought to myself, you know what, I'm gonna promote it. You know, spend money. Again, spending fucking money that I don't really have. I've got lots of savings, but that's for a house, not for YouTube. But I'll spend more of the savings on YouTube. Keep trying to find a way to make this channel grow. You know, I've spent another like 50 quid on promoting it just to see if, you know, giving it a boost will, you know, lead to something. And then I feel like maybe one day I should just straight up delete my channel to force myself to quit, because I've got this unbearing amount of willpower to not quit. I feel like I should just quit all the time with YouTube, but then I don't want to quit, because I know with YouTube and the stuff that you gain from YouTube, the money, the popularity, and if I reached big levels, like, you know, the big guy kind of levels, I know the things I could do with my channel, and that inspires me to keep going. But man, 8.5 years of daily uploading. Look at the quality of my videos. Technically, they're great, 4K 60 FPS. The variety is very varied. I've got all types of genres. I play on various platforms, which is only PlayStation and Nintendo. I would record on PC if it weren't a hassle for me. So, you know, there's that, big variety. The commentary, you know, that's obviously debatable, but I think it's pretty damn good sometimes when I'm not how I'm feeling right now, at least. But yeah, my videos just don't get seen. 8.5 years. Who the hell has done this, what I've done for 8.5 years at my level every day? Who's done that? Nobody. Nobody's fucking doing it. They'd quit. And I wouldn't blame them. They're smart to quit. I'm a fucking psychopath, apparently. So that's been going around in my head. Maybe I should just quit YouTube, because I know the countless hours I waste doing this. But it's not a waste, because I love you guys and girls. So it's a battle in your head. It's a fucking battle in your head, innit? Constantly. Over and over, battling. What should you do? What should you do? Thinking about the future, thinking about the past, thinking about right now, thinking about stupid teachers, thinking about YouTube. And I think the thing that I've been thinking about the most lately is the fact that I'm 30. You know, now I don't consider 30 old. I really don't. I know a lot of people get to 30 and they think that they're like 90 years old. Well, you're not. If you're 30, you're not. You're still fucking young. The average life expectancy in this country is like, what, 80? So you're not even half age yet. You're not even midway through your life. You're still young. But the thing that I'm thinking about the most is I've always wanted to have kids. You know, I've always wanted to have kids. Ever since I was a kid myself, I've always liked the idea of when I get older, having my own kids, having my own family, watching my kids learn to walk and talk, you know, watching them grow into kids and see all of their interests and listening to them tell me a million stories about things I probably don't care about, but I've got to listen anyway as I'm a bad dad. You know, growing into teenagers and then hating me for no apparent reason, maybe because I beat them in a video game, because I'm never going to let my kids beat me in a video game. Watching them grow older and get their own family. I've always liked the idea of having my own kids, but I always wanted to have kids when I was young. Like, I would have had kids at probably, I'd say 25. I didn't want to have kids when I'm old, because then I just feel like, you know, if my kids want to do stuff, let's say I have kids when I'm 40, by the time they're 10, I'm already 50. What if they want to go over the park and climb a tree, build a fort, play football? I'm some old decrepit fucker and I might be able to do it. You know, so I wanted to have kids sooner than that, but I'm 30. And I keep thinking about that. And obviously, you need a woman. If you're going to make a kid, you're going to have a fucking woman. Obviously, yeah, I could adopt, but I don't want to do that. It's not the same. So I need to find a woman. And I can't do that. You know, I'll tell you what, WolfTheWolf, this breakup still fucking haunts me unbearably. See, even that, I've spoke about so many things in this video, but I mentioned the breakup in an instant, oh, here come the fucking tears a little bit, you know? Nothing else seems to hurt me like that did. Nothing. But because it still haunts me, it's not like I'm gonna meet another woman anytime soon. It'd be a disaster. Fuck, it would be a disaster. I was at the cinema, I think it was after the lockdown in 2020, and I went to the cinema with my sister, and we got there very early, a lot earlier than we were supposed to, so we couldn't go in yet because they were still cleaning the cinema. So I was standing in the foyer, and you know you have those women at view and the men at view that stand at the entrance and they check you've got your tickets, tell you what screen to go to. Well, there was this woman there. She must probably, I think she would have been like 25 maybe. And I looked at her and I thought to myself, man, that is one beautiful woman. And the second I said that to myself, like in my head, I felt so bad. I felt like I was cheating. I wasn't even in a relationship anymore, but I felt like I was cheating for some reason. I don't know why. And I still feel like that now. So let's say it takes me 5 years to, another 5 years to feel myself again. And then, how do I even meet a woman? I don't know how to meet a woman. I don't go clubbing. That's not me. Beowulf ain't a clubber. Imagine me in a club. It'd be a disaster, mate. Imagine me dancing. Fuck. Fuck. Actually, it might be hilarious. It might attract all the women. But yeah, and I don't think I'd ever go on a dating site. That's also not a thing that I would do. I'd feel very awkward on a dating site. But let's say it takes 5 years and I meet someone. You're not going to have kids immediately. So let's say I'm 37. When I have kids, I feel old. I don't want to have kids that old. I'd have kids today if I could. You know? And I think about that, being 30, living at home, lost my woman, you know, no kids, a YouTube channel that's flopped, I'm a cleaner. You know, you think about all this shit. You know, and I try and think of the positives, like my counsellor told me. You know, oh, you're a nice person, you're a caring person. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? I had all this shit going around in my head for a long, long time. And I bottle it up very, very well. Like, you wouldn't know any of this by watching my gaming videos, would ya? My gaming videos is like, man, Beowulf's fucking fine, he's loving life. I wish I was. I really do wish I was. But yeah, that's basically how I've been feeling these last, it's been about a month. So yeah, I do feel a bit better getting it off my chest. And hopefully you guys and girls understand. And I do apologise for making another video like this, because I know I've made too many of these videos these last few years. 2019 there was so many videos like this. There was more in 2020. 2021 I think we got through that one without any bad videos. Q&A was a bit depressing, but we got through that year without any. And this year there's been 2. But despite how I'm feeling, I am going to keep doing YouTube, because I do love doing it. And I know what my dream is if I was to achieve success on this channel. The first objective would be, obviously, buy my own home. All that good stuff. Quit my job. Oh, what a day that would be. But quitting it in a way where I'm not being forced to quit it like I am at the moment. And then being able to, once I get even bigger and earn even more money, I can reward you guys and girls, you know, the ones that have been there since the beginning, the ones that are listening to me right now, be a depressing motherfucker. Yeah, that's the dream. And then the ultimate dream, if I was to reach like KSI levels of fame or PewDiePie levels of fame, if I managed to get there some fucking way, or Mr. Beast levels of fame, to open my very own animal rescue centre. That's the dream. That's the dream, BwolfTheWolf. That's what I'm aiming for. I know what it will be named. I'm going to open up a website for it where people can donate directly to it to fund the care for the animals, so that even when I die in the future, the rescue centre can still exist, even when I'm long gone, when I've rotted and become worm food. I'll have an on-site vet, an on-site admin. I'll record the animals in my care. You guys and girls will see like the dogs, cats, rabbits, all the animals coming in, you know, whatever they've been through, looking skinny and neglected. You know, we'll think of a name together, and then we will record their progress over the weeks, you know, from being a skinny, nearly dead dog to a handsome, beautiful doggy that's ready to find a new home. Some of you lucky bastards can probably come and visit the rescue centre, man. That's the dream. That is the dream. But to do something like that, fuck me, you need a lot of money, don't you? A lot of money. But first things first, I just want to reach enough subscribers and views where I can hopefully have this as a job, because I think I've put a lot of fucking effort in, personally. Some of you might disagree. I know many people are like, BwolfTheWolf, you're only making gaming videos, it's easy. Please do it yourself. Please do it yourself every day. Please do, please do, please do, and then come back to me. But yeah, I went off on a bit of a tangent at the end of this video talking about the dream. But let's hope I feel myself a bit more. It's currently the 26th of May. You'll probably be watching this very soon, like maybe the 27th or the 28th. But I've got a week off of work. I've got to go into work on one day, but I've got a week off work. I've recorded enough videos where I don't need to record. I've still got to do my weightlifting every day, but that's only like an hour of struggling. So I'll try my best to chill for a week, which is very difficult to do, and then come back with less depressing things in my videos. It's not all the videos, it's just certain grass lawnmowing simulator videos and certain Lego tall neck build videos. I either sound very sad, or I'm talking very depressing, or I'm getting very emotional, or I'm just saying some dark things. So yeah, I didn't want people to worry. I'm alright though, don't worry about me, WolfTheWolf. But if any of you guys and girls are struggling with anything yourself, because the world's utter shit at the moment. You got all the stuff going on with the war affecting food prices. People can barely buy food. Energy prices are disgusting. Another reason why I don't feel like I should be doing YouTube, because having my PC rendering all the time with the price of electric at the moment is horrible. But yeah, if any of you guys and girls are also struggling, feel free to drop me a comment below. Drop me a few paragraphs below, because I've told you numerous times over the last few years, don't bottle stuff up. Don't bottle stuff up. Don't do it. Because it will absolutely destroy you. It destroyed me in 2019, and it's been trying to destroy me again these last few weeks, but you know, I'm a little bit more aware of it this time, and I've made this video now, so I've done what I need to do. Let it out. And that's what you guys and girls need to do. Let it out. Also, you're anonymous. On YouTube, you're anonymous. The internet, you're anonymous. You could write me a whole story below. Nobody will ever know who you are. So, if you need to, get some stuff off your chest in the comments below. Hopefully it helps you feel better. I'll make sure I respond to you ASAP. And yeah, thanks for watching WolfTheWolf. Hopefully I don't make another video like this at all ever again, but hopefully at least not for a very, very, very long time. Hopefully one day I can make a video like this where I'm just fucking over the moon and loving life, but yeah, that'll be the fucking day, won't it? Yeah, thanks for watching WolfTheWolf. I do absolutely love each and every one of you. I really do. We might be a small channel, we might not grow very much, but the people we do have on this channel are the perfect kind of people. Normal, everyday, working class families. That's the main brunt of my fan base, and that's what I love. You know, that's what I love. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you in whatever video I upload next.